Hi fans, welcome to today's live stream. Unexpectedly, I became available at 10 o'clock this morning my time, and so I put together this live stream at the last minute. So we're hoping that you will be able to join me. We've got one viewer so far. Make sure you drop me a note as to who you are, where you're from. If you're a repeat, put a hashtag repeat, or if you're hashtag new, make a note of that as well. I would appreciate your comments. Remember, there is a 2-minute time delay between the live playing on board space and the display on my YouTube channel. So I will do my best to remember that. So as I see your comments in the chat section, there'll be a 2-minute lag there. So I may respond to you in the chat before you hear my response on the broadcast. So today again we have the quarterfinal match between Loizz and Stepanzo. Last Saturday was a fantastic game, ended in a draw, although we've had a couple people comment that it was kind of boring, and that's the way some of these games go. If you like action, then check out the Rapid Hive tournaments scheduled throughout the year, and the upcoming on Saturday evening European time, afternoon my time, will be the MSO, Mind Sports Olympiad, the full-blown tournament Hive with all 3 expansions tournament will be going on. So we've got one of our combatants in the lobby already. Loizz is here setting up game room 1. Looks like he'll be playing black on game 1. First game ended in a draw last Saturday. We've got a couple regular viewers in the lobby already, and Tomo Kine and Jonas K. And then we have a new Hive regular, Smoking Gun, who is in the board space lobby as well. So they'll probably all be joining in on the spectating of the game. Hopefully they'll be joining the live stream as well. Again, make sure you drop me a note as to who you are, what you're doing, where you're from, and whether you've been here before or not. As always, it should be an exciting match between Loizz Ribeiro from Brazil, Stepan Opalev, a native Russian living in the U.S. He has been living in the northwest U.S. but is moving to Texas. I don't know whether maybe we'll be able to take a look at his map dot to see where his dot is once he joins into the lobby. If you're not familiar with the way board space works, you can take a room. I'm going to do that right now. Change room 3 from a review room to a map of player locations, and you can actually see where the dots are. So this dot down here in Brazil is Loizz. The dot here in Florida is me. The dot up in Switzerland, it's not Switzerland, in Sweden is Jonas K. So there's 5 dots total, 1 from East Asia, and 1 from, looks like the north central U.S. So Unseen Edge and Smoking Gun. I don't know which dots are which. So here's Claudio Jordach and Simon Anger Holm from Denmark. Simon's a regular, Claudio is a regular as well, and Claudio is one of my supporters. So thank you, Claudio, for supporting my channel. And of course, if you would like to, before we get going here, let's see if I've got the right button here. You can buy me a coffee. There's a link down below. You can make a small cash contribution to my channel if you would like. Not necessary, but if you'd like to, you can. And so we are waiting. We're up to 4 viewers. Appreciate you all joining us at this last minute. Kind of unexpected. I was not expecting to be available today, but I was. So it looks like they are joining in room 1. So once they get started, what I'll do is I will join them in game room 1. Once I get it set up, I'll turn game room 1 on so we can see it. And then I will begin the broadcast. So Loizz says hello to Stepan. They've joined in room 1, but they haven't started the game yet. And I always have a tendency to say these are two of the best players in the world, but you don't have to say that anymore, because if they made it to the quarterfinals of the 2021 Hive Online World Championship, yes, they are definitely two of the best players in the world. So we've got Stepan versus Loizz, a truly international competition. A Brazilian against a native Russian living in the U.S. So let me just make sure they haven't started play yet, because sometimes what ends up happening is if sometimes my interface with board space might have a delay on it. So we're just now waiting for the match. Of course, the game Saturday was a long one. I think it was 2 hours long, and Loizz pulled out a draw at the very end. And so it was a very interesting match, to say the least. They might be talking to one another privately. You can do that in the lobby at Board Space. I'm not. Okay, they're getting ready to launch. Here we go. So they are launching. I'll be setting the room up the way I like it. Turn the chat window off. Turn the track mice off. Enlarge it a bit. Okay, we've got the room up and going. So let's see what we can do here. Stepan is playing white, opens with a ladybug. Loizz follows with a ladybug. Stepan play. Oh, I don't like it when it does that, but sometimes it jumps all the way ahead. So here we go. It just has a tendency to do that every once in a while. So let me get them centered on the. So both players opened with ladybug, queen, pillbug in line. Loizz played his queen in line, where stepanzo played his queen in elbow. So that's a little bit of difference. The first black ant came in and the first white ant had pinned it, and Loizz is playing a very attacking game. Already got a beetle in and the mosquito in, and nothing can stop one or the other of those bugs from climbing atop the hive. So we'll see what stepanzo has in mind for defending. And while we're waiting for stepanzo, I'm going to play real quickly here to try to get caught up. Stepanzo pins the beetle, which will allow the mosquito to climb up if that's what Loizz elects to do. Of course, the early part of every tournament game is the working toward qualifying for the win. And of course, the most common way to qualify for the win is getting a beetle or mosquito up. So as usual in these tournament games, they're playing very quickly at the beginning. As they get further along, it becomes a little bit more complex. So let's see if we've got caught up here. I believe we are caught up. It's Loizz's turn. Now it's interesting that the black mosquito started off right here and climbed up. Notice how Loizz could, if he wanted to, jump the grasshopper, and if he jumped the grasshopper in, that would provide a bridge for the mosquito to cross. But rather than doing that, he's going to cover the ant first. That will allow, when the grasshopper jumps in, the beetle is now inside a pocket, and the black beetle can climb up as well. So Loizz has a very good attack going here in the very early part of the game. So we'll see what Stepanzo is going to do. Is he going to defend, or is he going to attack? A possibility for Stepanzo would be to bring in another bug in this position. So if perchance elects to attack, then the queen could get warped away. So that would be one possible option for Stepanzo. And of course he could just go totally into attack mode. You could attack with the and going into attack mode could very easily force black's hand, and then he could in fact possibly force a beetle up that way. Okay, so he elects to spawn a beetle. And of course, one of the situations regarding beetles, I know most of you that are watching now are good Hive players in your own right. Beetles are slow, so when you place a beetle, you want to place it where you can most effectively get it into attacking or defending position. And so that beetle placement, there's no way that black can stop the beetle from climbing up, so it can climb up and be in a good position to intercept any type of beetle approach to the white queen. By playing a spider there, it frees up the black beetle to climb up, and my guess is that got to turn my phone down. So the white beetle climbs up, the black grasshopper jumps across. Now it will be interesting to see what Stepanzo's plan here would be. Some of his options could be advancing with the beetle. But of course, then the black beetle would immediately cover him. So that's probably not going to happen. If there's no way to get them, well, the mosquito could move to here, and that would give possibility of getting a mosquito up. Or the other option is to get nope, can't get the beetle in because the ladybug could pin it. Loizz has only played one ant, so Stepanzo could I take that back. He's already got all three of his ants in play. I had forgotten that this one underneath mosquito was an ant. So he could go into attack mode, play the mosquito. No, but again, the ladybug could pin it. That's the good thing about the ladybug. The ladybug is so flexible in her both offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities. The ladybug can cap off any bug that's placed almost anywhere near her. So Stepanzo elected to advance with the beetle, and of course Loizz immediately covered it. So my guess is that the white mosquito is going to advance. And I am going to have to take this call. Oh, missed it. I'll have to, if it calls again, I'll have to take it. I told him at work that I was going to be off for 2 hours, but sometimes they just still don't fully comprehend that. So let's go back to the game. Well, a lot happened very quickly. The white ladybug attacked. So of course the danger here is that black does have the ability to move forward with the mosquito to qualify for the win by covering the queen. Of course, if black wants to plan on doing that, he will need to anchor down the white ant, which the mosquito is covering. And that's what he elects to do, is spawn an ant, which anchors down the white ant, freeing the black mosquito to move forward. Stepanzo very quickly plays an ambiguous spider. The spider can do a pin replacement here or attack there. So they are jockeying for position here, both looking to control for positions of control. Loizz looks like he's trying a couple different places with that newly spawned ant. Interesting. That would be an interesting thought. Okay, he's moving forward with the mosquito. Of course, this is one of the things to remember, that a mosquito does not gain beetle power from another mosquito atop the hive. He elected not to do that. I guess he's just looking at it. And this is one of my comments regularly, is because there's no you touch it, you move it rule like there is in chess, here in Hive you can actually perform a feint. You can take your piece, move it, set it down, and not click done, and your opponent might think that you're doing something when in reality you're not. You could be thinking about doing something else. And I just learned something from a brief conversation that Dave Dyer had, and that is he's intentionally set up the display here at board space. If you notice how the spider looks a little bit off kilter, he's actually done that intentionally, so it makes it look more like a real game where the pieces aren't placed perfectly in position. I thought that was really cool when I heard that. So Loizz elects to pin the white ant. Stepanzo very quickly completes the pin replacement with the spider, freeing up white ant number 1. We're up to 10 concurrent viewers on the live stream. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you here. Let's do a real quick look in the lobby and see what we've got. We've got 4 people spectating in Game Room 1, Jonas K, Big Meep, and Entomokine. I know Entomokine, I think probably Jonas K are both on the live stream as well. So Stepanzo did attack with his mosquito. Let's see if we can get caught up here. Let's see, I believe we are caught up. So Stepanzo attacked with his mosquito. Does have the ability, however, that the black ant can and does pin it. So he's not going to qualify for the win easily with that mosquito. So the question will be, if it becomes a race, the black mosquito moving forward to cover the white queen, or a white beetle 2 joining and moving forward to cover the black queen. Which was going to happen quicker? Let's see if white places the beetle. Okay. He places a grasshopper in a defensive position. This also makes it more difficult for black to do a direct drop, because if the black mosquito had gotten over to here previously, that would be a direct drop spot. There would have been 2 direct drop spots. Okay, so it does look like Loizz is considering moving forward with the mosquito. The question will be, will Stepanzo bring his last beetle in a defensive position, or will he bring it in an offensive position? Do a quick bug count here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Both have 4 bugs in reserve. Means they've both had 11 bugs in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Both have 4 bugs in reserve. And Loizz does advance forward with the mosquito. And of course, if the black mosquito is allowed to move forward, then there will be a direct drop spot there. It would be very time consuming, but white could force the mosquito up by putting bugs in these 2 spots here and here. But I don't know that that would be a good, efficient use of bug power. Okay, interesting. Joe Schultz, in his book, Canon of Hive Groundwork, which there is a link down below if you haven't purchased it already, gave 6 ways you can qualify for the win. And one of them is by smothering the pill bug in such a way that it doesn't have options to move a queen around. And so there's a possibility of white doing that. If white does elect to move the ant there, could bring in a spider, spawn it here, and move it to there. And then the black pill bug has nowhere to warp out the black queen. So that would be a possibility. And that's probably what Stepanzo is thinking by moving his ant to that spot. And with 2 grasshoppers in reserve, he could also bring a grasshopper to there with an angle of attack to this setup spot here. But it looks like maybe he's not going to do that. So let's do a quick count for Loizz to see what his bug count is. If the mosquito moves forward, that's 1, 2, 3. It's not an easy bug count for because this grasshopper is available to jump away. This is where it really gets complex in counting, in tempo counting. 1, to drop a bug there is 2. 3. It would take a bug to move and place would be 4, and then 5, and then 6. So in theory, maybe a count of 6. So if stepanzo goes 1 there, grasshopper there is 2, ant there is 3, 4, 5. So okay, white has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a quick count of 5. And he does it. He does anchor down the pill bug. And so here comes the mosquito. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a tight race to see who gets to that victory first. So Loizz is considering qualifying for the win by covering the queen. It could slow if black elects to. Interesting. He comes in with the beetle. And Loizz very quickly looks at spawning the beetle there. And he does. I haven't been paying attention to time, so let's take a quick look at the time. Stepanzo's used +3, so time is not an issue right at the moment. Okay, so if stepanzo make sure we're caught up to date here. We are. I think this beetle was a mistake. I think a grasshopper would have been better, because the grasshopper would have a line of attack to this spot, where the beetle, it takes two tempo to get to there. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3. I think in the short run, that beetle placement cost a tempo. So let's see if in the long run it will work. Let's see, am I missing something here? Make sure we're caught up. I believe we are caught up, so interesting. Okay, so I think Stepanzo might be on the verge here. Let's see. Make sure I'm caught up here. Make a quick look here. Yes. So the problem with moving this beetle is it doesn't gain a tempo, because it just moves from one spot to another. And one of the observations I've always made, or made regularly, is it's never a good idea to lose with ants still in reserve. So we just got a text from a new viewer, one that I haven't recognized before, Stefano Milani from Italy. Welcome, Stefano. We're glad to have you. Ciao. So Loizz is looking for a defense here. It's an interesting... The immediate threat, of course, by Stepanzo is this grasshopper to there. And the ant is threatening. And if black shifts over to pen that, then the white beetle moves up, and the white beetle will take the... And this is one of the big advantages of the ladybug. If perchance, well, that's right, he could move to there, but not quite ready yet to attack with the grasshopper. So it's not quite as cut and dried for stepanzo. So let's look back. Well, the problem with that spider move to there is it frees this ant as well. So the direct attack method here by Loizz, let's see if that works. Of course, the direct attack forces either the grasshopper or the pill bug to move. Moving the grasshopper makes it difficult for black to get a bug into that spot. But it also takes the white grasshopper away from the angle of attack to here. So that's what he does. He attacks with it. So one of the two bugs has to move. Obviously, the pill bug's only move is to there, which creates the issue of allowing a black grasshopper. So if he attacks, so if the white grasshopper attacks, then black has to warp the queen away. Yep, I think that attacking with the grasshopper, queen gets warped away, the ant attacks. There's no easy way to fill this last spot without the Yep. So I think that what stepanzo is going to have to do is jump to here. Which keeps the ant mobile. And stepanzo always has the 1, 2, 3, 3-move victory. So let's see if he attacks with the, oh no, he can't attack with the ant because he has to move the grasshopper. Yeah, and see, there's the problem is that white does not have a bug with an angle of attack to that spot. So if he attacks, and there's a direct drop spot there. And of course, if the white beetle covers the black beetle, then the ladybug is free. Okay, this might be a little bit more complex than I expected, because if the white ant attacks, the black beetle attacks, the white moves to there, black plays a direct drop here, then you warp the beetle away. Very interesting. These games are never as cut and dried as they seem. The ant has to move, otherwise the black beetle attacks and the white pillbug cannot move away. So the white ant has to move. Does he have anything? He has nothing better to do than to attack. And that's what he did. And that forces if black doesn't immediately attack, white goes up and over and wins in 2. So the black beetle attacks. The white pillbug moves out. plays a direct drop. And interesting, because white, that's interesting. Okay. Instead of playing the direct drop, no, because if black doesn't play the direct drop, then white goes up and over in 2. He has to play something, play a direct drop to keep the pressure on. Otherwise, white has time to to go up and over. There's another little interesting little thing here that top players are always looking for is, if you notice, this white beetle here does not have an angle of attack to take a kill shot. But if the white ladybug were to shift to there, then the white beetle does have an angle of attack. And so sure enough, with the placement of the ant, then the white pill bug has to warp the black beetle away. So white's only defense is warping the black beetle. The question is, where is he going to warp it to? Of course, the disadvantage with this is that it can immediately move in. Either place you put the, if you put it here, the black grasshopper can come in, but of course black doesn't have the time to do that. Very interesting situation here. A lot to consider because once the beetle gets warped out, then white is threatening to win in 2. So black almost has to pin the beetle. Then white moves the ladybug over. That forces the black beetle, and then yep. Yes, this is a better spot because, well, let's see, the black almost is forced to pin. Yep. If I had to venture a guess, I think stepanzo is going to take this one. Be interesting to see if they play a second game today or not. Oh, interesting. Okay. Did not even consider that as an option. Yeah, these are very complex situations. Interesting. I didn't even look at that as a potential option. Because warping the queen to here frees this spider. Oh, interesting. So Cammy Move just made a comment because the mosquito can climb down and threaten to win with pillbug power. That's absolutely right. Because if the black mosquito climbs down, it forces the white pillbug to move away. And I don't know that black can get another, oh, black can get a grasshopper in there. So let's take a look at that. If that goes in, that now he's threatening to win immediately. So he moves to there. Black plays a grasshopper. No, white cannot attack with the beetle because that frees the ladybug, and the ladybug goes to there, and there's no defense. The white beetle cannot come down. White beetle coming down. No, because the white beetle comes down, the black ladybug doesn't have time to do that because white's threatening to win. So the white ladybug, the black spider has to move away. Yeah, that is a good possibility, because if the white beetle comes down, white is threatening to win on the move. Well, let's see if black could go to there. So if the black spider moves away, yep. Yes, the black spider has to move away. Oh, interesting. Okay, he defends with the ladybug that way. That doesn't work because if the ladybug goes to there, the mosquito goes to there, and there's nothing to stop the mosquito from coming in. Or if the ladybug moves out to pin the mosquito, then one of the ants goes in. So the black spider has to move away. We're up to 15 people watching. That's a high. Now this is interesting. If the black spider goes to there, where do you put the mosquito? You have to put the mosquito here, because if you put the mosquito here, we've got a hex trap. Either one of these spaces filled and the white ant is available. These situations are always very, very complex. I love classic Hive with just the basic 5 basic pieces. It's a really, really great game in itself. But when you add all 3 expansions, and particularly the combination of Pillbug and Mosquito, it really, really, really complicates things, makes it such a more enjoyable game. What is happening here? Why am I... Now the only option is to that's the wrong spot for the mosquito. because putting the mosquito in this spot creates the hex trap. Putting it there, black can oh, I don't think he has enough. Nope, he doesn't. And it's interesting because the white beetle can't immediately climb up and over, because then can warp the queen away. Yep, I think that stepanzo would have been better off placing the mosquito over in this spot. So thanks for watching, John Sandel. He's one of my contributors. And if you haven't noticed it, there's a list of my current recent supporters. Frank Chen, aka Doobie, Copper Penny, John Sandel. That's my friend John. He asked me to add his nom de jeu, which is Apollo Q. Tim Carroll, Claudio Yordash. Claudio's with us today. Thank you, Claudio, aka Entomokine, and Christian Sperling, aka Eucalyx. Oops, I've got too many grasshoppers out here, so both of these ants are free. Okay, let's make sure we're up to date here. So Stepanzo has one more spider he can bring in. Oh, he's not electing to bring in his spider, his grasshopper. He's electing to climb up with the beetle. I would not have thought about that, because now if, okay, very interesting. Now if he climbs up, the threat, of course, is ant to here and beetle wins. So black is forced to do that. And now the grasshopper can play there. Yep. He could pin it there, but then the grasshopper could play there. Spider could pin it if it goes there, though. Interesting. It's way more complex than... Wow, what a game. So, of course, the white threat is the white ant to there, and nothing can stop the beetle. I am going to turn the chat on just to make sure they're not saying anything. They aren't. Oh, I didn't even see that one coming around. Yep. Wow, what a game. So Stepanzo says, thanks, that was a great game. And Stepanzo will win it, take the kill shot with the beetle. Yep. Congratulations, Stepanzo. What a game. So it'll be interesting to see if they're playing a second game today. Even if they are, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Loizz says I should have done this. So it'll be interesting to review this one. Loizz says he thinks he missed a win. Stepanzo agreed with him. Again, the complexities when you've got those pill bugs in there are just truly amazing. So what a great game. So let me just ask them a question. Are you going to play another one today? And again, just as a reminder, don't forget, buy me a coffee link down below. I appreciate your financial support. And thanks again to my contributors. The recent list are there on the screen. Frank Chin, a.k.a. Doobie, Copper Penny, John Sandel, a.k.a. Apollo Q, Tim Carroll, Claudio Yordach, playing under Entomokine, and Christian Sperling, my mentor, Eucalyx. So they're closing. Let's see if they're going to be playing more today or not. Get the lobby open. They've both left the lobby, so I'm guessing they're not playing again today. So thanks to Stepan and Loizz for a great game. Stepan won game 2. He takes a 1-point lead. After 2 games, it's 1.5 to 1/2. So there will be a tournament game tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, my time. It would be afternoon in Europe. That is Quadlibet versus Chigi. 3-time world champion Quadlibet playing Chigi at 13:30 GMT. That's tomorrow, Thursday morning. Hopefully I will be able to be live streaming that one as well. Thanks again to everybody that joined me on the live stream today. I truly appreciate everybody being here. And as always, I'm here helping you play Hive like a champion. We had definitely 2 champions playing today. So until next time, this is Randy Ingersoll signing off. Thanks for watching.